Hello everybody, and welcome to the second part of the Chrono Trigger 90% no LSS tutorial. I am ElGranJerry and I'll be guiding you through this second part as well. So you remember during the first part we got all the way through from the start of the game to beating RSeries. So part 2 is gonna be, depending on length, but I think it's gonna last maybe until Magus Castle. We'll see how much this takes us. But yeah, we're at the end of time. We have our 4 characters in our party, and we need to now go down. Up to the old man, no spoilers. But yeah, again, I'm gonna recommend you to open the wiki, have your route out, and have your boss patterns that you can find on chrono.wiki.com. Under strategies, you can find boss patterns, and those boss patterns are up to date with the bosses I'm using for this route, for tutorial I mean. So yeah, you might want to open those. If you've been following from part 1, you probably already have. So after this text box, you want to close it as fast as possible. So as soon as you close this text box, you want to hold start and B. Well, I mean after this one, sorry. Hold it B. Just hold start plus B. And the whole menu doesn't even show up. And Robo will be left out of the party. That's what you want. So now we want to go to the bucket, press A, close the text box. Talk to the old man. After you talk to the old man, don't press A. Okay? Just follow what I do. You're gonna talk to the old man, run to the door, turn back, close the text box as soon as it appears, and then turn around to the door. If you're mashing A, looking at the door, after you close it, you're gonna get it locked shut. That's gonna lose you a little bit of time. You wanna press A once, turn around. You can mash if once you turn around, you can mash. It's fine. And then you just wanna enter the door, and then wanna talk to Speak You. As you know, Speak You is a master troll. You don't really need to run around the edges of the room. If you're looking at the practice room, you might see the triggers you need to touch. I myself just played safe and I do the edges, but yeah, there's like little triggers that are close to the edges that you need to hit. So one thing I would recommend for this guy is just start running from the right side of the door, just so that it doesn't troll you, and I just do 3 times. And I always end on the left side of the door. So start right side of the door and left side. No biggie. Play it safe. Now we're gonna go with this guy. Okay. We're gonna learn magic. And now we have a text box here that we wanna close. So we don't wanna mash A here, we wanna go down on A. So just say no. Remember to say no. Run out of here. Let's go. These pillars are pretty interesting. We're gonna use it later for the end of time save anywhere. But if you're I'm holding A right now. If I run through a pillar, it'll activate. Okay. So I mean, if you're just running, you can just be holding A and you'll just trigger it. I usually like to run and then just sort of do a little backup to get my team together and group them faster. I don't really know if that's faster or it saves time, but it's just something I've been doing for a while now. Yeah, you wanna hurt to Marina and do this little trick called cake and dash. It's pretty easy. You wanna eat the cake and open the menu as fast as possible. So eat the cake, mash menu, and then change your team, and then just close the menu and run. And you'll be able to skip some of the text. That's pretty nice. So yeah, pretty easy. Let's do it again. Just eat the cake. Yes, open the menu, change your team. Simple, right? And just get out. You don't really have to do it, but I mean it's recommended. It saves time. Now we're gonna enter Magic Cave. This first fight in Magic Cave, it can go in some different ways because Marl. We don't know which RNG we're at after the Acid Alkaline in RSeries. So if Marl gets a crit, it's gonna make this fight a little bit faster. If Marl doesn't get a crit, it's gonna make it a little bit slower. What I like to do is I wait until Marl attacks. Okay, she didn't crit. So I want to slash with Chrono, the guy that Marl didn't attack. And I'm gonna flame toss with Luca. If Marl gets a crit, one of the guys dies, and you just slash with Chrono. You can skip the flame toss. It saves like 4 or 5 seconds. But yeah. It's random, as I said, because we don't know which RNG we're at, so... If it happens, nice. If it doesn't, then okay. You wanna go down the stairs, get an ether, and you wanna trigger the fight from the top, just so your characters get in better position. And you wanna try to run away here. So basically, we haven't really talked much about run away. I taught you how to run away for in factory, sorry, for the one of the acid fights. But in that fight, you just needed to hold L and R. If I just hold L and R here, yeah, I'm not gonna run away as fast as possible, you know. So what I wanna do here is I wanna hold L and R, and I wanna enter the menu. Okay. So basically, let's just show it off. Hold L and R, enter the menu, and stay in the menu for a little bit, and then run away. You can just play with the timing. It's not as long as I stayed in the menu there, but yeah. Basically, the way this game works is that you have your action bars for your characters, and the enemies also have action bars, and those action bars fill as well. But in this case, once we enter the menu, the runaway action bar, which we trigger by pressing L and R, doesn't stop filling inside the menu. So what we do is we just enter the fight, hold L and R as soon as possible, enter the menu, wait a little bit for that action bar to fill, it's invisible, and then we just close the menu. And as soon as we close the menu, we're gonna run away. So yeah, that's basically the way we run away in this game. Okay, gonna go here. Easy peasy, we're gonna get through fights. There are some fights there, just follow the route I've been doing, the movement I've been doing. There's a temporates here, same as the other fight, hold L and R, enter the menu, wait a little bit, run away. Simple, to be honest. There's a poly fight, you can get this I think at 3 or 4 fates, I don't remember. But yeah, you can hold diagonal or you can hold down. You're gonna hear the music. If you hear the music, that means there's the fight. You trigger the fight. So yeah, there are some bats here. So if I just run, I'm gonna get some bat fight. What you're gonna do is when you're around here, you wanna just hold down and then like sort of go past the trigger. So you can do it running. I mean, you can go like, just hold down. Pretty simple. There's a fight here. You just wanna hog the right wall. Just hog the right wall. You won't trigger it. And now we're gonna get to one of the most important parts of the tutorial, which will be headground skip. This is one of the things that beginners usually have trouble with. I'm gonna actually show the beginner way. I'm not gonna show it that into detail as I'm gonna show the fast way, because the beginner way gives you 3 frames and the other way gives you 2 frames to do it, so it's almost the same. So what you wanna do here is this is for both the beginner and the normal way. So I'm gonna make 4 saves actually, just in case. I'm gonna get the fade out. I'm gonna fade, open my character change menu, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put Luke on player 3, and I'm gonna put Robo inside instead of Marl. Robo has less text, and we're gonna need him for that mass amount fight. So just close this. Stand on top of the save point. Okay, I failed enough time save anywhere because I suck. But yeah, if you failed it, don't worry. This is not like Yakra where you would trigger the fight if you failed it. Just try again. And just get enough time save anywhere. This is the beginner strat. Beginner strat, you want to go down here. You want to make a save in the corner. You want to reset. And then as soon as you load, you want to hold up left. And you have 3 frames to save. You can see how Chrono was in his running animation there. You have 3 frames to save. You can just play around with it. What I usually have as a visual cue is that rock that's right next to my left. That's the visual cue I have for when to open the menu, and then you're gonna be able to skip headground. So that's the beginner's way. It's pretty simple, as I said. Might as well do it again. But yeah, I mean, just around here, hold down left, and see how that frame would not have worked if I was doing the. You're gonna see how Chrono's on his running animation. Crap! Come on. Need to get it once. I know that I'm not really doing it, but I just want you to see the animation. Whatever. Do it normally then. Change your team. Do it normally. Make a save. The thing is, because of the moving triggers and stuff, if you don't reload, then you're probably gonna get triggered in a different position. So that's why you need to hold up left from the start. And I missed it again. Yeah, I mean, you get the idea. Down top of the save point, go into the corner, save, reset. You can just reload if you miss it. If you miss it, you can just do this, what I'm doing right now, and just try again. That Chrono is running animation, that means you got it, save, perfect. So now I'm gonna show you the way I do it, and the way I do it, it's the fastest way. Well, it's not the fastest way. The fastest way would require no safety save, but if you miss it, that means runs over. So nobody does that in runs. Doing the safety save maybe loses like 2 seconds, so it's definitely worth it since it's a hard thing to get. So I'm gonna show you the setup I have for it. So just get the fade out. Oh, come on, change your team. Down top of the save point. Okay, I already changed my team, so I'm gonna actually pause here. I'm gonna stay here. So the way I do it is you're gonna let the screen transition take you back, and basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold up and you're gonna mash menu. Okay, hold up and mash menu. Don't hold run. Just hold up and mash menu. The way this kind of skips works, and I was gonna explain it at somewhere, but the way this works is that if you just run up, you're not gonna be able to skip the fight. The way we manage to save past the triggers in this specific case is by doing something called release B. So you need to run and release B for a certain number of frames. That's like 2 frames or 3 frames, I don't remember exactly, in order for Chrono to get past the trigger so we can save there. So in this case, the way I do it, it's gonna be clearer when I explain it more. So I'm just gonna do this, make a few saves, and then you're gonna basically just hold forward and mash menu. And there's 3 different strats that I have for this, depending on which frame you pause. I'm gonna try to show the 3 of them. I'm just gonna close this, hold up and mash menu. Okay. There you saw Chrono move 2 steps forward, and he's now ahead. He's now in front of Robo. That's what I call frame 2. So yeah, this is what I call frame 2. Basically, what you do in frame 2 is you do this, you make your safety save, and you just hold up and run. You don't need to do release B. You can just run up and get the skip. You don't need to do release B if you get frame 2. If you didn't see the character position carefully, it's really hard for me to pause in a specific frame. So you can just go back and watch it in the video. But if you get frame 2, which is when Chrono gives 2 steps and is actually standing in front of Robo, you don't need to do release B. You just hold B, run forward, and you can get the skip pretty easily. Now, if Chrono only moves his right foot, this is what I call frame 1. This frame 1, you already walked 1 frame, so you only need to release B for another frame. So basically, you need to hold B and then release B and hold B again really quickly. You just want the B button to be released for like a frame. So you know, a frame, 1/60th of a second, so basically nothing. So you just wanna 1 release B and save past the rock. Okay, so we already I already did frame 2, frame 1, and now it's frame 0. Frame 0 is when you don't, no, that's frame 2. This might take a few attempts. Frame 2. That's frame 1. That's frame 0. So if Chrono doesn't move any single frame, if Chrono doesn't walk forward, doesn't move his right feet once, doesn't stand in front of Robo, this is what I call frame 0. Frame 0, you need to release B for, I think it's 3 frames. So a little bit longer than the release B for the other one, but not that long. I mean 3 frames, 3/60th of a second. So basically the rule of what I do is like that, like kind of fast. I don't know if you actually can see it, but like that. Just kind of quick. You might need to just play it out, but you need to release your hand from the B button 3 frames. So almost nothing, but something to make it, you know. And then you're gonna get past the rock and you're gonna be able to save. So yeah, this rock that's right to the, like here right of Chrono, this is the rock that I used as a visual cue. If you can get past this rock, that means you're gonna be able to get the skip. Also, if you hear ElGran yell, that most likely means you're on the right frame to save. So we went over the 3 frames. Frame 0, which is if Chrono doesn't move once you mash. So you want to be holding up and mashing the menu, right? If Chrono doesn't move, that's frame 0. If Chrono gives 1 step, that's frame 1. That only requires a 1 frame release B instead of the 3 frame release B from the Chrono standing still. And if Chrono actually gives 2 steps and stands ahead of Robo, then that's frame 2. And then you don't need to do any release Bs, you just need to run forward. And if you get any other frame, like if your mashing isn't good enough and you get any other frame that's past that, I don't really know what to do. I would just recommend you like resetting position basically, because I wouldn't be able to give you truthful advice. I haven't tried it. So let's say you got it, you got frame 0, you got it, yay, you saved, perfect, you got it. You want to run forward, touch ElGran and run down, but you don't want to press A. If you press A, there's a chance that the ElGran fight might actually trigger, okay? So just run forward, hold down. You can press A after a text box. You don't want to press A when you're near ElGran, like if you were touching an object, because that would actually start the fight. And you will actually need to fight him. And this is called ElGran skip. Just keep in mind the 3 different frames you can pause it. And depending on which you get, just do it a little bit differently. I find it that easier to digest instead of just doing the like go for it basically. And that means we skipped ElGran, so yay. Yes. That's ElGran skip. I think this is the hardest skip. I usually struggle maybe a little bit more with the first part of Somewhere, so Captain skip, but yeah. This one's... I think for new runners this one's one of the hardest, but since you can now... I broke it down into 3 different parts with 3 different frames that work and 3 different methods. It just becomes way easier than just, you know, YOLO. So, let's go. So now we have Chrono, Robo, Luca. This is the team we want, okay? For now. And we're gonna do a glitch called End of Time Save Anywhere. End of Time Save Anywhere is a way to get save anywhere from the end of time, because if you remember me telling you, we actually lose the save anywhere glitch once we enter a spot with a save point. Guess which area has a save point? The end of time has a save point. So the save anywhere we got at ElGran has already disappeared. So how does End of Time Save Anywhere work? I'm gonna do it once in fast motion, and then I'm gonna basically show it. How do I say? Break it down. Sorry for my lack of words, sir. But I'm just gonna break it down into how it should work. So you wanna, as soon as you see this, you wanna start holding run and then up and right, just for a little bit. You don't wanna get. I mean, if you get stuck, it's fine, but you don't need to get stuck. You don't need to hold up right for that long. This will create a little bit of a breakaway in your team. So you wanna do that. You wanna talk to this guy. You don't wanna close his text. And near the midpoint of the stairs, the text will start to close, but you're gonna open the menu. So you're gonna open the menu, that his text doesn't cancel. And then you wanna close the menu, and as soon as you close the menu, you wanna press A. Why? Because if you press A later, the text box is gonna close, and we need to have the text box active. And if we hold A and we run through the pillar, as I mentioned before, we're gonna be able to store the pillar. So close the menu, hold A. Oh, in this case I failed because I closed his text too early. So you just wanna talk to him again. There. Close the menu, hold A. And right now I'm holding A, but the text isn't closing because I already have it held down before. I'm just gonna run through this pillar. If you hear that ding, that means you activated it. Go here. You can stop holding A now. Now you wanna set up. So the way I set up, I don't even see the bucket. I just run here. But if you wanna, I'm just gonna make it so that you can see. You would run here and you would stand here. So just like stand around here, just hold right, and there. Then you can run a little bit here and I walk on the way back. This is sort of the position you wanna get. You can see how Chrono and Robo are really close and Lucas a bit behind. That's what you want to get. So the next part of this, it's not hard, but it's tricky. So we're gonna use pause buffering. This glitch has good frames and has bad frames. So basically what you want to do here is that you want to, after you close this text box, you want to pause. And if you open the route, in the route you can see which letters are good frames and which letters are bad frames. I'm just gonna go to them pretty quickly. The O in go is a good frame. The first quotations after 2 are good frames. The U and the C in truce are good frames. The C and the A in canyon are good frames. The O and the N in canyon are good frames. The 6 and the 0 is in 600 are good frames. The A and the period are good frames. The Y and the N are good frames. You can see that in the route it's already there. Yeah, I'm just gonna show it off. So you're gonna close this and you're gonna press start. You're gonna buffer it. So I paused on 2. That's not a good frame. So you can try again. I paused on truce. That's not a good frame. Let's try again. I paused on canyon and the O in canyon. That's a good frame. So what do I want to do now? What I want to do now is I want to hold start and A on the same frame. So I want to unpause and press A on the same frame I press the unpause. So just do that. And if that happens, that means you didn't press that means you either mess up the setup or you didn't press A and start on the same frame. So yeah, if you can open the menu here, that means you got it. So I made a mistake there. So you want to make sure you can actually practice this. A way you can tell if you got it or not, if you, okay, so this means, okay, after this you want to press start and A on the same frame as I said. If after you do this start and A, you mash start and the menu doesn't open, that means you got it. If the menu opens, I mean if the pause opens basically, then that means you failed it. But yeah, just hold start and A. And after you hold start and A and both text boxes close, you will hear a ding. After you hear the ding, you want to open your character menu and switch your team. So start an A. There you heard the ding. It's right before your character starts popping up to the left, sorry. Here you want to change your team and you want to run down. And you want to stand on top of the save point. Now the game records, oh, this guy's standing on top of the save point, and then the loading zone took him away. So he must still be in the save, and he must still be standing on it. So save anywhere, baby. Let's try it again. A little bit faster so you can see it in action a little bit faster. So just do that. Upright. Talk to this guy. Over the stairs. Close it. Press A. Store the pillar. Go here. Talk to this guy. Buffer. The 2 is not a good frame. The truce is not a good frame. The canyon, so that's a good frame. Okay. Open the not the menu, sorry, the character screen. Change your team. Close it. Stand on top of the save point. End of time save anywhere. Boom. Simple, guys. Simple. Oh boy, I don't have another spot to try, but that's fine. I'm just gonna do it so we can continue with this. Not a good frame. Let's try again. Yeah, but I mean, if you don't get a good frame, then I'm gonna show you the backup. But pause buffering in console is way easier than an emulator, so if you're playing console, you're gonna have an easier time on this. Change your team. Down top of the save point. And that means you gotta save anywhere. So just go through this video. In the route, I also have a video made by Red Slash that explains this in detail as well. So it's not hard. I would recommend you learning it. I don't think it will take you more than 20-30 minutes to learn, so not that bad. Okay, now I just want to do this. Run up to bird skip. This is the second bird skip. This is actually I think this is like the best bird skip to miss, because right now you don't need your RNG, so if you miss it, the only time you're gonna lose it's the time that takes you to do the fight. So after that, if you missed or if you got enough time save anywhere, the rest of the part is the same. So you wanna go to the bridge, talk to this guy, yeah, what's up homie, and get out. That's it. Then you wanna go to the castle. Again, skip the fights through the forest, as we've already gone through the forest before. Just skip through the fights. Simple, simple, simple. Upright. Ah, it's you again. They will let us go through. Okay, here you want to do this. You want to go down touch this girl, talk to the chef, and then you want to text cancel. So text cancel, text cancel, text cancel. Just up and down so you can text cancel it. And you want to wait until you get the pipe down, what do you know, text box. You close the text box at the top, and then you go out. So you cancel all the text at first, and then you won't get text for like 2-3 seconds, and then you'll get the pipe down, what do you know. You want to make sure you close the text box with the A button before you go up. If not, you're not going to get this cutscene. I mean, this... I don't know if I should call it a cutscene, this thing. Yeah, thing. Now you're gonna run off. Run out, run out. Okay. So if you got end of time save anywhere, you just need to run down to the bridge. If you missed end of time save anywhere, you need to go into the cathedral. Go 2 rooms into the cathedral and you're gonna see a save point. Do a fade out there and get the save anywhere and then come back out. So yeah, it's way faster to do end of time save anywhere. So after you have save anywhere, either from end of time or cathedral, come down here and we're gonna do somewhere skip. Somewhere skip is one of those things that I think it used to be like this unique thing, but now that I already explained it on Hackrun, how release bees work, it should be way easier. So for somewhere, there's 2 different skips. First, you skip the captain, and then you skip somewhere. I mean, the fights in the bridge. So for the captain skip, I think this is the hardest part. You need to release B for 7 to 9 frames. So a little bit longer than for Hackrun when we were releasing B for 1 or 2 frames. Here we need to release it for 7 or 9 frames. It's still a really small amount of time. 7 or 9 frames, that's, you know, 7 out of 60s of a second, you know? It's really small amount of time. Like, I don't know, it's really small amount of time. I'm not gonna do that math right now. There's 2 methods to doing this. One is the method that I use, and 2 is the method that most people use. I'm gonna show you both, and you can pick your favorite. The method I use consists of, as soon as you enter, you hold left, and in a visual queue, you start running. So you walk your 7 frames at the start, and then you run all the way through. And the other method that a lot of people use, they enter running and they do 3 really short release Bs. So release B, release B, release B. 3 or 2, that depends on you, on your release B length. But we've established that sort of order. I mean, not sort of, like throughout the years, we've come to the conclusion that most release Bs are either 2 to 3 frames. So if you do 3 release Bs as fast as possible, you're gonna be able to get it. So I'm gonna show first the release Bs method. I'm gonna show that first, and then I'm gonna show the other method. So you're gonna go into here. You're gonna hold left and run if you wanna do the 3 release Bs method. Then 1, 2, 3, and yeah. I mean, you're okay. You wanna get past the. You see the guy that's laying down right on top of Chrono. You wanna get past his head. If you can get past his head, that's really good. So what I would recommend first actually is to try to get past his head without opening the menu. So you can see me right now, I'm way past him. That means that my release Bs were good. Because if I didn't do good release Bs, I'm not gonna do any release Bs, so you can see. I'm just gonna hold left and run. You're gonna see how I'm just in line with the guard, right? That's not gonna work for the opening the menu and you doing the save anywhere glitch. You wanna do the release Bs, and you're gonna make sure you get past his head. See how far I got past his head? That means my release Bs were on point. That means that when I do the skip, I'm gonna be on point. So I would recommend you, first part, if you're doing this or the other method, it doesn't matter. Don't try to open the menu, just practice this. Try to get past his head a few times, maybe 20-30 minutes. Just try to get it consistent, because if you get that consistent, that's the hard part of the glitch. Do release Bs, and you wanna open the menu. Once you get past his head. In that case, that was my mistake. I didn't get past his head. My release Bs were not good. Go out. You can also try to get it from here, but it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be kind of random. So for this one, I would just recommend to go out and just try again until you get it. So again, this is not the method I use. I do the other one, but this one's pretty good. So you can see how I'm not getting past the guy. That means my release Bs are being either too fast or too slow. So see how I got really past him? That means I just mistimed my menu. And you can just stay here, I mean. And practice. I just want to show it at least once. Okay, that means if you can pause and you're past the guard's head, you wanna make a save. You wanna reload, you wanna mash A. And if you can see the guard on the left like that, that means you got it. If you didn't get it, you're gonna get a message from the guy on the right that's gonna say, hey, go back. So yeah, we got it. Yay, we're on the other side. Woohoo. This is the first part of the skip. So that was a way to do it with the 3 release Bs. If you hold right, you're gonna get taken back. I'm just gonna reload. And the method I use is you don't enter running. For the 3 release Bs method, you enter running and you just release B 3 times or 7 to 9 frames. So whichever fits you. And then the method I use is as soon as you enter, you hold left, and as soon as Chrono gets to this grass patch, you start running. Because if you walk up to here, that's sort of 7 to 9 walking frames. So it's just a visual cue. So just go out, go in, hold left. As soon as you hit the grass patch, run. I mean, that was bad because I touched the guard. If you touch a guard, then you're probably not gonna get it. So just run. Yeah, you can see how I got past the guard's head. This one wasn't as good because I didn't get like really past him. But you just wanna try it out, you know. Still getting past him, but not enough. So yeah, just gonna try it out. This can be kind of difficult with input delay because, you know, 7 to 9 frames, and probably the emulator has more than 7 to 9 frames of input delay, just making it a little bit harder to get it. But you know, just try it out. You can see how far I'm getting past the guy's head, so. You know, just try it out. The 2 methods both work the same, both are the same amount of time. Just up to you, you know, which one you do. See how far I got past his head. Just not opening the menu on time. I think it's a bit harder. I'm getting just input delayed by the emulator. Yeah, okay. Yeah, in this case, because I'm on emulator, I need to hold B almost as soon as I enter the screen. But yeah, you get the point. 3 release Bs or just walk left and then just run. Okay, that's perfect. Then you make your save. For this one, it doesn't matter where you make your save, because if you miss it, you can just try again, no problems. For the next one, if you miss it, and you overwrite your save, you're probably gonna have to reset to your past save, and you can see that my past saves like in factory, or it's gonna be in hack run. It's gonna be a big time loss, sorry. So for this second skip, we only have one method. That method is release B for like 1 frame, just the fastest release B you can do. So as soon as you do this, you're gonna as soon as you open this file, you're gonna hold left, and you're gonna hold left and B. You're gonna run left, and you're gonna release B for 1 frame. So do it. Release B for 1 frame, and you're gonna try to get it. I usually hold down left at the start just to make sure that I'm not gonna collide with the card, because if I just hold left here, I'm just gonna talk to the card. I don't want to do that. I just want to hold down left first, and then just release B, and then just try to get it. And then if you can get like pause, oh come on, I'm gonna try to get it with a pause so you can see the position. Oh. Okay, you can see it there. Oh come on, the guard dies. That's the thing why I want to pause. Come on. Yeah. If you can get like shoulder to shoulder with the guard, that means you got it. This would be 1 frame early. That position right there where I was standing, that would have worked. You wanna get like shoulder with the guard basically. That would have worked as well. So just want to try it out, you know, get the feel for it. The Chrono was ahead of the guard. I want to save, but I don't want to save over my file. I want to save over a new file. And that means we got it. Yay. So yeah, this is something you really need to practice. I just see I was missing it a lot right now. It does vary if you're playing on emulator and you're gonna switch to console. It's gonna be like relearning it, because the input delay, if you switch from console to emulator as I'm doing right now, it's also gonna be a little bit different. But you know, the first part's pretty easy. 3 release Bs, or walk left until the grass patch, then run. and then save and pass these guys. And then for the second part, you want to make sure you get shoulder to shoulder with the card or a little bit further. Open the menu, save, and then you can just like hold left, talk to this guy, and he disappears. And you're through. That's number skip. So we used to have a menu here, not a shop here, not anymore. We're just gonna go into the Nadoro Mountains. Gonna go into the Nadoro. Start running as soon as possible so you don't get into the fight. You wanna do the Mirage Hand, and you wanna save. You can save anywhere. You can save like here. I mean, you don't wanna save around here. You wanna save like when Chrono's like in top, like here. If you wanna play it safe, you can save here. Just save anywhere. So you get Mirage Hand, save. You wanna do this quick menu. Marl gets Ribbon. Chrono gets Berserker. And Robo gets Power Glow and Mirage Hand. So pretty quick menu. I'm just gonna make sure that that's the full menu. That's the full menu. And then we want to make a save. If you took any sort of damage, extra fight, whatever, you want to make sure you heal here. You want to make sure your characters are full HP. If you didn't take any sort of damage, then that's fine. You make a save, and we're gonna reload. We want to reload at a specific frame, so we want to do the mash load. Mash load means we're gonna load in during, like, we're gonna mash A and we're gonna load as fast as possible. So just mash A. Okay, you can barely see the screen there appear. You can just hold left. Oh yeah, this is called data skip. You can sort of climb the mountain there with the save anywhere. I'm gonna try to give you both options. This fight coming up, you need to do it in 2 different ways in order to get the right RNG, depending on what Chrono's first hit is. So you wanna look out for Chrono's damage roll, and depending on Chrono's damage roll, you can do the fights a certain way. Chrono can hit 193 or 195 on the guy on the right. If Chrono attacks the guy on the left, that means you loaded too late. So if Chrono hits 193 on the guy on the right, you're gonna do a certain strat. If Chrono hits 195 on the guy on the right, you're gonna do a certain strat. Okay, so you can also get the critical. Since this is the first hit, you can get criticals. And the critical is gonna be 193 times 2, so 386, and 195 times 2, so 390. You wanna have both of those. So yeah, you just want to trigger the fight basically. And Chrono's gonna attack, and we're gonna see his damage. You don't need to pause, by the way. I'm just gonna pause so you can see. 193. The 193 means I'm gonna do the 193 strat. What does the 193 strat means? The 193 strat means that you're gonna attack with Luca. And after Luca attacks, Robo's gonna enter the menu, and he's gonna stay there to guarantee you run away. Okay? So this is the 193 strat. Just attack with Luca, and then enter the menu with Robo, and just hold L and R for a little bit, you run away. That's pretty simple. I'm just gonna do the 183 again so you can see. In this case it was kind of easy, so yeah. Just hold mash DX. Oh, not mash. I'm just waiting in the menu. You can see his steps, so count his steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can just run away. You can find your own visual cues for this, and this is the way to the 183 fight. If you want to do the 195 fight, you want to mash. I mean, you want to do the mash load. I think that's gonna be a 193 fight. Just gonna try it a few times to try to get 195 as well and show it off. Gonna be 190. The 195 fight, of course, when you mash like super fast, when you can like not see the menu at all. Come on. Okay, that might be 195. Okay, I can check the damage. 195. Okay, so we have the 195 strat here. The 195 strat's different. This goblin's gonna die. After he dies, so as soon as he stops like fading red, we wanna hold L and R. Okay, so he dies. There we go, he's dead, we hold L and R. Chrono's gonna attack, and then he's gonna get hit. Cool. If he doesn't get hit, that means you did it pretty fast. Now, the advantage of the 195 strat is that Luca didn't use her attack. So during this fight, if you got 195, what you can do is you can select and you can use fire. And make sure Luca's on fire during this fight. You don't really need to do that, but it just helps us set the menu for Masamune. If you have. Also make sure Robo is set on Rocket Punch. That's the reason why we do Rocket Punches on Acid Alkaline, so he's on Rocket Punch for here. If he's not, then it's alright, you're just gonna have to be more careful during the Masamune fight. So I just showed the 193 or the 195 strats. If you get any other damage roll, any other attack, it's wrong. You're gonna have to just reload and try again. Let's get going. The Anadora Mountains has a lot of battles. I'm just gonna go through them pretty quickly. Sorry. Right. Hold down right. There's a battle there. This guy you have to be fast, if not you're gonna trigger him. Left. There's no battles here, at least that I know of. Get the Mid-Ether. Just hold right here, and here you want to circle around. In this part there are actually battles, so I'm just gonna show it off. If you hold left here, you're gonna trigger a battle. So what you wanna do is you wanna hold up and then left. And you can skip all the battles. There's like a 5 battle count here, 4 battle, I don't remember. Next, this is called Waterfall Skip. Just wanna run, wanna hold left. You can hold left like kind of earlier, like around here, I guess. So just try what works. Pretty easy. There's another method where you can do it from the bottom, but I like doing this one, so it's pretty simple. Just there's a fight here. Just make sure you hold left after getting the ladder. There's a fight here as well. Just make sure you can actually skip it from the bottom. You can actually skip it from the top. That's what I do. Just hold down the right, down the left here. There's a save point here. The thing is, for Masamune and the RNG we need for him, we don't really have a strat for here, you know? We don't really have a strat to reload here, so if you mess it up and you want to retry Masamune, you would have to reload from the bottom. Go down, we're gonna get the speed tab. And then here, here you wanna equip, you wanna organize, then you wanna equip the power and the speed tab on Chrono. I want speed on Chrono. You wanna go out of the menu, and then you're gonna go into this next area. This next area has a bird, and that bird, you know, he's gonna be throwing you stones, and you need to wait for his cycle in order to go up. I'm just gonna show the first, like normally how you do it. Just gonna go down. And you know, you can see his cycle. You're gonna wait until he throws the rock at you. 2 rocks, and then he's gonna be up, so you can go through him. There's a thing called Fast Bird, but it's pixel perfect. So you need to be holding down right and run as soon as you enter. I need to go down on a specific pixel. I'm gonna try to get it and show it off. No, that's too far away. You wanna make sure that you enter the ladder, hit the ladder. There you go. That's Fast Bird. You can see how I skipped my character's regrouping animation. You want to make sure you hit the first pixel on the right side of the ladder. So you can just practice that and try to get it. I mean, it saves like 6 seconds or something. It's pixel perfect, but that works. So see, just make sure you're buffering down right and run from the start. If you're like setting it up and stuff, it's not gonna work because of, I don't know, soft pixels and whatnot. You have to, from the start, buffer down and right. I mean, down right and run, sorry. Just, you know, hit the first pixel. It can be hard, you know. I mean, I just got it twice, so if I don't get it here, I'm just gonna continue. Yeah, I got it there. See? You can skip the bird cycle. So, you can just try for this. This is a pretty nice time save, so... you know. If you're feeling cocky, or if you're feeling you want to learn the fastest strats, you can go for this. I mean, if you miss it, it's no big deal. Like, it's pixel perfect, you know. It's not like you're not gonna lose the run. It's more of a time save than a time loss, to be honest. And this is the Masamune fight. This fight is kind of, I'm not gonna say complicated. It was kind of complicated to route, to plan. For the people that planned it, Drunken Draconian, /Shotabino. TK as well, I believe. Because of the way Masamune works, his AI is not like the same as the rest of the bosses. So yeah, this fight's kind of tricky if you're messing it up. that means that you're actually doing your inputs too slow. Because here, even if you're in the menu, the speed of your inputs does matter. I'm just letting that out there. For the first part of the fight, it's not actually necessary. You can actually be slow in the menu. But for the second part of the fight, it is more necessary. I'm gonna make like 4 states here. Okay. So the first part of the fight is pretty easy. Again, you can open the boss patterns guide, and you're gonna see the script there. And you can just follow it with the router and the video, so you can see how it's noted. And, if you want to make your annotations, simple. You can do that. Have it your way. Here we go. Okay, so this fight's pretty easy. First, Chrono's gonna attack. Masa's gonna hit Luca, and then you wanna do the double tap to enter Luca's menu. So do the double tap to enter Luca's menu, and if she's already on fire, then you can just tap again and use the fire. If you didn't set her on fire during the first fight, you can just do fire and do the guy on the left. During the same menu, you want the Robo to attack the guy on the left as well. He's gonna crit. So Luca fire, Robo crit, then Chrono's gonna attack twice, and then Masa's gonna hit Chrono, and after he hits Chrono, Luca's gonna use fire, and that's the first part of the fight. If you're too slow using this fire, there's a chance that you might mess up the Masamune fight, the next part of the Masamune fight. So you wanna make sure your double tap is fast, enter the menu fast. Not using the attack, but just entering the menu. So, enter the menu. Also, you wanna make sure Robo's on Rocket Punch. I said that before. If he's not, then during this last attack, you want to play it a little bit slower so Robo gets his menu as well, and then you can set him to Rocket Punch there. Because for this next part, it's brutally important for Robo to be on Rocket Punch. You are on a timer to use your attacks. You have to use, for this next part of the fight, you have to use your attacks during the animations. So Chrono slashes his sword. As soon as he finishes slashing his sword, your attacks already have to be in. Not be in the menu, your attacks have to be already inputted. Why? Because Masamune is weird, he works weird, blah blah blah. You have to be fast in this fight. So I'm just gonna go through it and show you how it's done. Luca's on fire and Robo's on Rocket Punch already. So first of all, Chrono's gonna attack. Chrono attacks, and then Chrono's gonna attack again, and then we're gonna mash. So Luca's on fire, Robo's on Rocket Punch, mash your fire and your Rocket Punch. You have to mash it. You have, if you input your attacks after Chrono does the attack, you're gonna mess up. That's how tight this Masamune thing is. He's gonna hit Chrono, Chrono's gonna crit, and you're gonna use fire here. Just fire, so fire fast, before the animation finishes. And then he's gonna start moving to the left, Chrono's gonna attack, and we're gonna just Rocket Punch. Again, mash it during the animation. And then Chrono attack, Luca fire. And here comes a kind of tricky part. I'm not gonna be able to show both, but there's a thing called good and bad ATB. When Masa hits Chrono in this next attack, you wanna make sure to see Robo's ATB. So I'm just gonna, let's make my save. Okay. Masa's hitting Chrono right there. You can see Robo's ATB is like 1 pixel away from filling. If you get this ATB, that means you're on the good RNG. So you can just continue the fight as normal. If you get Robo with his ATB like 10 pixels away from filling, that means you're on bad ATB. And that requires a little bit of a fix, okay? So just make sure you keep this in mind. If you see Robo's ATB kind of full, good ATB. If you see Robo's ATB like 10 pixels from filling, bad ATB, okay? So just keep that in mind. This is the same, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna do Rocket Punch here. This is the same for good and bad ATB. Here's where the good and bad ATB varies. Chrono's gonna attack and Luca's gonna fire. So here, if you have good ATB, you wanna do this. If you have good ATB, you wanna mash your fire. As usual, mash your fire. If you have bad ATB, you wanna wait in the menu. So if you have bad ATB, you wanna do this. You wanna wait in the menu, and then when Masa jumps left, like that, he did his little move to the left, you wanna use your fire. That's gonna fix the ATB. So if you're in the good ATB, you can just mash your fire. If you're in the bad ATB, open the menu, wait until Masa jumps, does his little jump left, and then mash the fire, and then do the fire as well. So in this case, we're in good ATB, so mash the fire. You're gonna see Masa do his little jump there to the left. If you're on bad ATB and you fire immediately, he's not gonna do that, and that's gonna mess it up. That's why you need to wait. Now he's gonna hit Luca. Chrono's gonna attack once, just Chrono. And then Chrono's gonna crit, and we're gonna mash Rocket Punch on fire. So Rocket Punch on fire. Yeah, just make sure you keep an eye out for good and bad ATB. That's the only thing that's hard about this fight. And you have to input your attacks fast, but the more you practice, you're gonna get used to it. Chrono's gonna attack once, and then you're gonna use Luca Fire Punch. So go down onto Fire Punch, make sure you input it fast, if not Luca's gonna get hit. And voila, that's the Masamune fight. Pretty simple. I mean, pretty simple. You can see my PB or any other PB. I think my PB might be the only one with this strat because it's kind of newish. I mean, from basically the top 5 PBs, I think my PB might be the only one with this newer Masamune fight. It's pretty nice, pretty easy fight, not gonna lie, but you have to input your attacks fast, and that's the thing as a new player, like you might not pay attention to that, you might think I'm in the menu, I'm safe. No, during this fight you have to input your attacks fast, except if you get bad ATB, that's something you need to like keep in mind. But I mean, if you're checking the boss patterns guide, I have it noted there, check for the good or bad ATB, I have noted what to do in each case. So now we're gonna head back to the past. So we're gonna head over to Nispel. First of all, we need to do a menu. And this is gonna be the biggest, I think the only shopping menu in the whole run. I think the only time we go to a shop actually. Well, except for buying the side cap later on. But yeah, this is actually, wow, one of the only real shopping menu in the run. Damn. Okay. So we go down, enter this menu. Basically what we're gonna do in this market is we're gonna unequip Chrono and we're gonna unequip Robo, and we're also gonna do unequip on Chrono. So you're gonna enter the market, go to this guy, sell, and you're gonna press L. If you press L, you're gonna get sent to the item at the bottom of the pile. Since you used Organize on top of the mountain, that's gonna be the height cap and the karate gi. So you wanna sell the height cap and the karate gi. Close the menu, close the shop menu, open the menu, go to Luca, and you want to unequip Chrono using down and L. This is why it's really important for us to craft the plasma gun in factory and not to sell it. We want to make sure we don't sell the plasma gun before this unequip. And we want to do down and L, unequip Chrono. Now from here, down and L, unequip Chrono. Close our menu. Sell, and now we can sell all of our items. So we're gonna sell all of our items, just our items, just until the height cap. We're gonna close here, open again, we're gonna do Chrono Defender, move to Luca and unequip Robo. Up on R, close. We're gonna sell the items we unequip from Robo. I'm gonna buy 21 mid tonics, 11 revives and 11 shelters. Your money is not important right now. If you have like 1 money right now, if you have 0 money right now, doesn't matter, because the gold route we use, like you could have 0 here, and the gold route we used in order to buy the side cap at the end, you're gonna have enough, regardless of how much money you have here. And you wanna exit, and then after you go out, you wanna do Chrono Lucamaro and leave the shop. I'm just gonna do this a little bit fast so you can see sort of how it goes. Not like really fast, just a little bit like fluid. So you wanna enter here, sell the first 2, do the unequips on Chrono first, sell, equip his defender, unequip again, sell, Buy 21 metonics, 11 revives, and 11 shelters. Before you go out, Chrono Luca Marl, leave. Easy peasy, right? That's the menu. And then we're gonna go into Tata's house, hold up left, talk to Tata. And then he's gonna give us a hero medal, and we're gonna leave here. Scoundrel! Oh no. Scoundrel! And then you leave. And we're gonna go into the forest. So this forest has many ways to go through it. I actually do it in a kind of suboptimal way. Yeah, you can just figure your way through the forest, watch different runners do it, and figure what you like the most. It's like to go through the left there, but it's actually a little bit slower since you touch the rock a little bit. You wanna get the magic scarf, and you wanna go here. You wanna make sure you talk to Frog on the left side, so talk to Frog from the left. That means Luke and Marl are not gonna move that much when we get the Masamune. So you get the magic scarf, you talk to Frog from the left, and you get the Masamune. And then we have to go to Melchior. And I head back to Melchior, get out of the forest. In the forest you can get a Nu. If you see a Nu, it's required for you to yell Nu. If you don't do that, then your run might not be accepted in the leaderboards. You get the chance of getting a Nu is a 1 in 8%. 1 in 8 chance. And there's only one recorded run that got 4 Nus by background guy 02. So if you manage to get the 4 Nus in a run, that's a God bless run. A Nu bless run, sorry. I'm gonna run here, and you wanna make sure you run here as fast as possible. So just start holding L and R, enter the menu, wait a little bit, close it. Simple. The usual run away. Running. We cannot do reverse bird skip because we don't have the save anywhere anymore, because there was a save point in the Nadora right before the bird part. So now we wanna go to Merina again. Oh, Merina. Now Merina, we're not gonna do much here. We just need to talk to Melchior, but Melchior's a pretty boring fellow. So we were just gonna fade him out. We were just gonna pretend we talked to him. No, he's boring. So you enter the house. You fade out until you get to Melchior. And once you get to Melchior, you talk to him. If you're not sure if you got it or not, I mean, you can see if you got it if your character starts moving down after you talk to him. But if you want to make sure if you got it or not, you can open the menu, save, and if the chapter you save is called the Rare Red Rock, that means you got the fade out. If the chapter is not called the Rare Red Rock and it's called, I think it's like the hero appears or something, then you didn't get the fade out. So if you wanna check, you can check like this. But usually it's pretty easy to see if you get it or not in the normal way. Gonna go into the house. Now we're actually gonna go into 65 million BC and talk to Ayla, the worst character in the game. But we'll get into that later. That's not for a tutorial. Go to Mystic. And this fight's pretty... Okay, this is pretty tricky. This is based on actually... I'm not gonna be able to pause here. You need to close... Okay, I'm just gonna make a save here. I'm just gonna explain how it works. You need to close these text boxes at a certain time. If you don't close them at a certain time, you're not gonna get the right character positions, the positions that we need. Okay, so we're gonna try to close them at the right time. And you might wonder, like, what's the right time? Well, the right time is, you can see the guy running to the right. As soon as he gets out of the screen, close one. As soon as the second one gets out of the screen, close the other. How do we know if we get it? If the second reptile falls into the slash position, that means we got it. If he doesn't fall into the slash position, that means we didn't get it. So just wait a little bit. He goes to the right, close it. The important one is the second one. The first one doesn't really matter, but I just do it like this. And then you're gonna see this guy's like on the top, and I can slash both. That means I got it right. And you wanna slash fast actually. You don't wanna wait for the girls' menus. You wanna make sure that you slash when he's up because he's gonna go down. And if you wait for both of the girls' menus, you're not gonna be able to slash both. So yeah, kill both and select the antipode and kill the 3. If you don't get the text box in the correct way and you don't get the reptiles on the correct way, doesn't matter. You're just gonna slash once to the antipode and then slash the remaining ones again. If for whatever reason Luca gets killed here, doesn't really matter XP wise, so don't worry about it. You might have to do an extra fight in Tyranno Lair if Luca doesn't learn the text she needs to learn, but I don't think that's necessary. You shouldn't be getting hit here, but if you do, then that's fine. You wanna mash here, and if you're on the right RNG here, you wanna mash here as well, because Luca's gonna have her menu before Marl, and she's gonna be on Flame Toss. So yeah, pretty nice, right? And you just wanna close here. Something I forgot to mention, after the battles, you can just hold A. You don't need to mash A to close the... When you learn text, how much money did you get? You can just hold A to close them all quicker. Okay, this is Ayla. And I usually name Ayla no space. So I just go here. I delete all of her characters and then I press B. And I name her basically blank space. Sorry, no space. Blank space. Blank space takes the same amount of frames to print as a normal character. It's 1 frame. So yeah, we get Ayla, and we're gonna go to the party now. Sadly for us, Marl goes too hard on the parties. We don't want her on our team for that. Sorry, Marl. She makes the party be like a minute longer. You wanna go through this fight here? This fight you can't skip, so you just wanna run through it as fast as possible. Oh my god, I thought I was saving, sorry. It's fine. Take Marl off your team. That happens. And then just trigger this fight. Run away. And then for this next fight, you can just run through the right of the flower. So you can see there's a flower there. You can just run through the right side, like just like skip. You can run down here. You don't need to like do the whole loop. You can just run there. Skip the fight. Get out of here. Go up and go into Ayla's hut or the chief's hut. Talk to Ayla. It's gonna take us to the party. Now, we wanna go fast, or we're not gonna really party. So that's why we put Robo on our team. After we close those text boxes, we're gonna run up to Robo. Wanna talk to Robo? And you can see Robo's like kind of dancing. He's like just like running in place for whatever he's doing. You wanna wait until he stops doing that. So you're gonna see it. He's gonna do that. He's gonna fall again. He's gonna do it one more, and then he's not gonna fall down. He's just gonna do another thing. You talk to him, and then you talk to Ayla. And then you need to do Ayla's soup contest, basically. Soup contest. But yeah, you need to wait for Robo there. But it's way faster because Marl goes talk to Ayla, then she goes down and dances, so it's, yeah. Okay, so something here, the A button for this fight, for this race, it's not the A button you switch to, it's the controller's A button. So if you're using X as A because you switched it at the start for whatever reason, for this thing, it's the normal A, so just mash A. Don't really have to mash that hard, just, just make sure you win. Win. If you lose, you can just try again, but you shouldn't be losing this. It's pretty easy. You don't really need to mash. Like, for one thing you really need to mash that you don't do in this route is like the soda minigame. That you really need to mash for. This one's really easy. The sprints were left by the thief. Let's go see blank space. Now, after these text boxes, we're gonna get our team menu, and we wanna exit as fast as possible. So you might think, whoa, we should press start and B to close it on the first frame, but no. If you press start and B to close it on the first frame, you're actually gonna get the game like kind of freeze for a little bit, and then unfreeze, and it's gonna take longer. So for this here, you just wanna mash B. So just after this, who else come? Mash B, close it as fast as possible, and run out. Okay, so just mash B for this one. And you're just gonna head to the force maze. And then you just wanna do fade outs here, and you wanna fade out Kino. Because nobody likes Kino. And you're just gonna go through the forest maze. I'm not gonna go where there are battles and where there are not battles. You can just follow the path I'm following. You won't get into any. Not really, there's not really that, that many battles that you can get into. You can get stuck there, it usually happens. And here there's a battle on the right side, you wanna go all the way. You're gonna like circle it from the left. Then you wanna enter here. And we are now entering Reptile Lair. If you're not on the good RNG, you might want to check the chrono.wiki.com. The route there has the backup load. You don't really need a backup load for Nisbel. I mean, Nisbel is one of those fights that you can't die. I'm gonna say it right now, you can't die on Nisbel, it's impossible. So, yeah. If you don't have the RNG, don't worry about it. Probably gonna lose only a few seconds. But if you run the RNG, then you're gonna save a little bit of time. You're gonna go down this hole, you're gonna hold left and trigger the fight as fast as possible. Then you're gonna wait for Chrono to get hit. Wait for Chrono to get hit. And you Chrono Slash. If he gets hit for 34, that means you're in the right RNG and you want to use Luca Fire here. So use Chrono Slash after he gets hit and use Luca Fire while Chrono's attacking. To set her for fire during the next part of the... what we actually need here. For Nisbel. Now this guy comes up, we need to do lightning first, so... oh, lightning first, and then you wanna press X once, not twice. We wanna wait until Chrono has his next attack. So wait until Chrono has his next attack, and then Ayla attack, Ayla crit, sorry, and then Chrono attack. If Luca's not on fire, you can set her here. Just make sure she's on fire after this. Drop down. Drop down, sorry. Drop down. Drop down. Left. Yeah, you can just find your own path for this. I usually just hold... I'm gonna show it like in a better way, I guess. The way I usually do it. There are different paths for this. I usually just hold down right, sorry. Just right and then up right again. Like you wanna hold right as fast as possible here. And the way I do it is I wait here until he turns around and just run forward. There are different ways to do that, but that's the way I do it. Enter here and run away as fast as possible. And now we have Nisbel next. So we need to do a pretty quick menu here before Nisbel. So we wanna put Chrono with the magic scarf. We wanna unequip Ayla's armor. This is why it was very important to sell Robo's equipment after we de-equipped him earlier. We wanna equip the Berserker on Ayla. We wanna do a shelter. If you wanna make a safety save, you can make a safety save. It's not necessary. You're not gonna die on Nisbel, sorry. Sorry for letting you down, but dying on Nisbel is impossible. Almost impossible, sorry. But yeah. I've always said that if I died to Nisbel, I was gonna quit the game. Luckily, I never died. You can die. You're gonna see it for yourselves. If you're not on the correct RNG, basically what you wanna do is Chrono Lightning, and then Ayla is gonna be attacking because of the Berserker, and then just spam Luca Fire and Chrono Slash. Just spam the attacks, and you're gonna be fine. If you're on the right RNG, then you wanna follow the script. Script is this. Ada's gonna attack once, and then Chrono's gonna do lightning. But Chrono has to wait until Luca has her fire turn up. Until Luca has her menu up, sorry. If you get hit, that means you're doing it too slow. So Chrono has to wait until Luca has her turn up. So Chrono waits. Okay, you heard how Luca got her turn? Lightning. And then fire. If Nisbel hit you before you were doing that, like before you did the lightning, that means you were too slow opening the menu. And then you just want to follow the script after this. So Ayla's gonna attack now. Ayla's gonna crit, and then Chrono's gonna use slash. Again, attacking during animations really comes in handy here. And then mash. You wanna mash here, Luca fire. Ayla's gonna crit. Nisbel's gonna hit us all. From lightning. Then Ayla's gonna crit and Luca's gonna use fire. So yeah, it's a pretty simple fight. We only get hit that once. Ayla crits and then Chrono slashes. Ayla crits, Luca fire, then Chrono slashes. So Ayla crits, Luca fires. And I usually wait until Luca starts doing her attack, just to make sure that the menu, when you're in the menu for Chrono, it doesn't interrupt the attack. Chrono slash. And then Ayla's gonna attack and you wanna mash the last Chrono slash. Mash it. And voila, that's Nisbel. If you get an extra lightning cycle, that's fine, just do Chrono lightning and just do Ayla attack, Chrono slash, Luca fire. You're not gonna die, because of the unequipped glitch, you can see we barely get hit for any damage. That's it. That's Nisbel. Easy, right? After Nisbel, there's a text box here. I'm actually gonna show the text box. If you just hold down here, you're gonna trigger a text box. So you wanna do this. You wanna just sort of go around it. Not like you don't have to do it that hard. Just like a little bit. Just skip it. Pretty easy, not time consuming, you know, free. Here. You wanna do this and you wanna trigger the fight from the top. Like on the runners, not on the kiwalas. Oh, you don't wanna attack, you just wanna run away. If you trigger the fight on the runners, it saves 2 seconds. Oh, come on, I wanted to save, sorry guys. Keep the text box. Again, on the right side, just trigger the fight. Run away. Save. And then you wanna run through this next enemies, and you wanna make sure you get the berserker. You wanna make sure you get the berserker. So just run to the right. Get the berserker. Get out of here. We need the berserker. We need it for Magus Castle. You can see later parts of the tutorial. Down. And you can see how the game sort of forces Robo into our team. Well, we're gonna actually trick them back, and we're gonna take Robo out of her team in a bit. So we get a pretty quick Melchior cutscene. For now, we're gonna do this. We're gonna run into Melchior's house and we're gonna fade out into his basement. Why into his basement? Because the next part, after you talk to Melchior, sends you to the basement. So we wanna fade to the basement and skip that nonsense, basically. We're just gonna enter his house, fade to the basement. So your fades, you wanna change your team. During here, you wanna change your team. So I wanna put Luca on player 3 and I wanna put Robo for more. So you wanna have Chrono, Mar, Luca. Talk to Melchior and go down. He's gonna go down. You wanna make sure you run into Melchior while he's waiting. There are 3 spots where you can run into him. This is the first one. Don't press A while you're running into him, or you'll talk into him. Just close his text. If you run into him here, it doesn't make any difference. The next 2 spots are here. First one. So just make sure he does that. And then after attacks, you just run into him. And here's a menu glitch. After the screen goes black, before the screen goes black, you wanna hold start plus B and then open the menu. And that means you're gonna close the menu on the first frame. So we can just see, you can see, I'm not gonna do a menu glitch so you can see what happens. You're gonna see how the screen slowly fades in. If I do the menu glitch, I'm gonna hold start and B right now, and as soon as the screen goes black, I'm gonna hold X, open the menu. And you can see how there was no fade in. Because I closed the menu on the first frame, that skipped the fade in, and you actually save like a second from this. So it's not hard, might as well practice it a few times. Get that free second. Now we get our team and we need to go back to Frog. Or back to G in this case. And then we're gonna go to truce. We're gonna do the third bird skip of the run. Third bird skip. And this is, I think, the most important bird skip, the one that would lose you the more time if you fail it, because you have to do a reload. This one and the first one of the game are the ones that lose more time. Just go for it. You know, set your position, run up, easy peasy bird skip. I mean, you're gonna be doing this 4 times a run, so you might, recommend you getting good at it. A lot of time saved just from that one thingy. We're gonna go down and go right. And we're gonna go to Frog's house again. Let's see if we get a new this time. No new yet. Oh no. Wanna talk to Frog. And you wanna see his cutscenes. So basically, so far we've gone through. We've gone through Yakra, we've gone through Dragon Tank, we've gone through RSeries, we've gone through Heckran, got through Sombor, we got through Masamune, and we've got through Nispel. So we've covered pretty large parts of the game. I'm just gonna scroll my splits there so you can see a little bit better. Just put it on flash. So this is the way I have my splits organized. I have, Yakra, Dragon Tank, RSeries, Heckran, Sombor, Masamune, Nispel. Then I have Slash. Some people have Flea. I don't like having Flea because between Nispel and Flea not many things happen, so it makes no sense to me to have like a Flea and then a Slash split. But something that some people do is they have a Flea split and then they have a Magus split. So whatever suits you best, go for it. You need to watch these cutscenes, they're like 3 minutes long. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm just gonna fast forward them. Just so we don't get stuck watching nothing. You just need to mash A. So yeah, just for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just gonna fast forward them. But yeah, you're gonna be watching them a lot if you're running this game. The first one's like 3 minutes and the second one's 2.5 minutes. And no, it's not a bathroom break because you still need to mash A. No turbo controllers allowed in CT. And here you want your team to be Chrono Frog Robo. Up. Down. Just, get out of the forest. Now you're gonna go into the magic cave. Wait, is it the magic cave? No. Yeah, it's magic cave. Okay. I'm just gonna fast forward as well, just mash. You're a marshmallow, Glenn. I'm your marshmallow emotes. Best animation in the game, we're gonna just let it roll. Come on, Frog, do your thing. Your thing. Magical. Bravo, Frog. Bravo. Now, as soon as you enter the cave, you want to hold down and right. For this cave, in order for you to get the fast cycle, you're gonna start moving as fast as possible. So just buffer down right and run to enter this fight. If you don't know if you're on the right RNG, you're gonna know during this fight. If Chrono gets hit for 19, that means you're on the right RNG. Gets hit for 19, nice. And then you just wanna run away. If you get hit by the second rat, that's fine. You can get hit by the second rat, that's fine. You're still on the good RNG. Just try to run away before the second attack, so you just save like 4 seconds. And now you wanna, after you close this text box, you wanna run. Like, you wanna run as fast as possible, so you can get this cycle to the right of the bats. If not, you have to like go all the way around. This. And we're gonna make. If you're on the right RNG, you can go ahead up to Magus Castle. If you're not on the right RNG, then you wanna save and you wanna reload. And the reload for this specific area is 1.5 to 2.4 seconds. So you wanna save, reset, and then load from 1.5 to 2.4 seconds. I'm on the right RNG right now because we've been through the tutorial we've been through. So good RNG. RNG, this is like the first step where I would say that RNG is actually needed 100% because of the flea fight. If we don't have RNG for flea, we're gonna get destroyed. If we don't have RNG for slash, we can still do slash, but flea is not like not feasible. The flea mail just destroys us basically. So yeah, this is I'm gonna leave tutorial part 2 up to here. So this tutorial part 2 covered from our series to the start of Magus Castle. So we went through 30 minutes like of runtime, but this is a really like glitch heavy section. You know, we got Hecarim skip, we got end of time save anywhere, we got Somber skip, we got the cool Masamune fight with the Tata skip. You know, we have Neswell, we have everything. So you know, it's a pretty heavy section. So I think it's just right to leave the tutorial here for part 2. Part 3 will probably cover from start of Magus Castle until after Black Tyranno. And then part 4 will probably be Sunken Desert and Shell, which definitely deserves a part. Those are things that are the hardest part of the game. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, part 2. Part 3 should be coming out soon, and if this is already on YouTube, then you can just check the next part of the playlist. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Yeah.